There we go. We are live. We are live on Thursday, 1 minute past 6. So apologies to anyone that's watching. We were just trying to get Sean into the game. Here he is. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I'll just let a few people join. Now they know we're live. Now people are getting the alerts to say we're live and just checking in. Sean, lovely photos behind you there, buds.
Yeah, I think the audio is a little bit better in here, hopefully.
Yeah, you're a little bit muffled, but I think that's your headphones. So hopefully the Wi-Fi is good. So yeah, good stuff. Good to see you, Andrew. Andrew, you have morphed from Mark into Andrew tonight. Thanks for subbing in.
Today only I'll be Mark.
Yeah, the taller and slightly younger version.
Better looking I hear as well. But
Georgina, how are we doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. I don't know if we've got a few Wi-Fi mismatches tonight, but let's talk about what we're going to cover. So I'm going to flick through Rightmove. Their report came out this week, actually suggesting that prices are dropping, the Rightmove article, which is an interesting take. We'll obviously get your views on that. 3 tips for first-time buyers. So if you're watching, you know a first-time buyer, tag them into the video, comment, or tag them in, let them know, share it to them, because we've got 3 great tips for first-time buyers. A little bit of a conversation about the Landlord page podcast and how that's gone in its first month, which has been great. I know, Andrew, we were talking about that the other day. Staging your home for photos. I think someone mentioned that they wanted to talk about that. So looking forward to getting stuck into that. Georgina's nodding, so hopefully it's her. We've also got how we can help with your search out of the area. So even if people are looking to move to the Cotswold, to the coast, up north, anywhere in the UK, we can help them. So we'll talk about that. Someone wanted to have a chat about agency contracts, terms, things like that. So we can touch base on that as well. And then what is the after sale process like at the moment now that stamp duty has come to an end? And we're also, if we can get into the Rightmove blog, we'll touch on that as well. So yeah, that is what we're going to go through this evening. So looking forward to it. If you're watching, hit us with a like so we know you can hear us. Comment and just say, yes, I can hear. That would be fantastic, just so that we know everything's firing. But Georgina, ladies first, I'm going to come to you. How is the market for you at the moment over in the Woodley direction? Everything good?
Yeah, for me, it's been great. Actually, this is the busiest I've been since I launched in January. So for me, there's definitely no sign of it slowing down. I need more hours in the day, if I'm completely honest. But no, for me, definitely so many buyers out there looking, and lots of different people looking to move for different reasons as well. It's not just the standard upsizing. There's different reasons, moving in with partners, moving to different areas. It's very busy for me.
Good stuff. Joe's on LinkedIn. He's loud and clear. Fantastic. Good to know that we've got people joining us from abroad as well, Joe. So thanks for checking in. Appreciate that. I believe Joe is over in Finland direction. Chris is a little bit closer, who said good evening. He's just around the corner in Camberley. So yeah, good to have everyone with us loud and clear. Andrew, talk to us about the Slough market the last week. How's things been over there? You got a couple of exchanges bubbling, I believe.
Yeah, 2 exchanges which might sneak in tomorrow, but probably next week for a completion later this month. But for me, I don't know how you guys have been. It's a lot of conversations about stick or twist, now or next year kind of conversations, and it's interesting listening to the general public's take on it. I think it's split 50% I sell now and 50% I wait till the new year. So we'll wait and see what the new year brings and if it was the right decision for some people. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I think there's a blog on that on our website if someone wants to check that out, if they're thinking now, like you say, stick or twist, now or new year. Check out the blog. You got some good info in that. I think you might have even did you write that one, Andrew? I think.
Oh yeah. It's a good blog written by myself.
Excellent blog. And Sean, I saw a video of yours celebrating some recent success this week as well. So I'm guessing things in Fleet and surrounding areas is busy at the moment.
Yeah, it couldn't be better. The open house was very successful and had a lot of fun with Sanjay and Dan on the Instagram stories to have some bit of a competition on how many offers we could get. Didn't get the most, but still sold the place for over the asking price. So yeah, it was good.
I think we had 4 or 5 open house asking price sales that weekend. And if anyone doesn't follow us on Instagram, just follow all the partners on Instagram, follow all the avocado partners on Instagram, and check out the stories on Saturdays, because we always have some great battles with who's getting viewings, offers, what's going on. It's just a live update throughout the day, and it's great to watch from the outside, just for the banter. If you're missing office banter on a Saturday, you can get it live and clear there. So yeah, really, really good stuff there. I'm going to share screen, and I'm just going to show everyone the Rightmove blog. So I'm in this page now. Georgina, everyone can see that on StreamYard?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yep,
Oh,
it's on there now.
we go.
Awesome. So just thought I'd flick through this, because what we've got here on Rightmove is a suggestion that prices are going down. Now, obviously, Scotland's not as relevant. Northeast, we're seeing a bit more of a drop there. I feel like a weatherman here, actually. Then we've got sort of Yorkshire direction, 0.9% of a decrease. Still looking at the year on year, you know, significantly up. Average days to sell in Scotland, 35, Yorkshire, 34, 33, kind of decreasing as we come down. Look at London, 55 days average to sell. London has really had a tough 2 years with their market, maybe even 3 years with their market. East of England is still up year on year, 8.7% change. So that sort of area of the UK really has had a big push this year. Northwest is down, West Midlands down, Wales down 2.4, and they were really strong at the start of the year as well. And Southeast, our direction, down by 0.6%, and up year on year for, I think, nearly the highest amount. You got the Southwest there at 11.7, but year on year 9.1, and still just 37 days average to sell. So quite interesting stuff there. I'm not sure whether we felt that pinch this month, Sean. I mean, you said that you got asking price on an open house. I don't feel prices have dropped in and around this area, but maybe, I don't know, are agents getting more realistic on pricing? I'm not sure. What do you think?
Well, I've noticed that there's a lot of properties which have been listed in the last 4 weeks are starting to reduce, whether that's the agents, you know, as Dan said, one of the other partners on his page, that, you know, just be upfront about the price, because people want to buy and there's still overpricing going on. So
yeah, I think there is a bit of overpricing going on, but yeah, I'm not seeing any evidence that the pricing is decreasing. Andrew, Slough obviously is a busy market. What's your gut on that? Are prices still pushing up in the Slough area, or are we seeing any tweaks or drops there, or still pretty strong?
Yeah, no, I was surprised when the report came out to show a decrease, because I think across not just Slough, but obviously that's where my bread and butter and what I know, but the right stuff sells at the right price. But I think Sean touched on it, that there is that people from 6 months ago, maybe, or 3 months ago, that chanced their arm and came on at a cheeky price because the market was so strong. Maybe those properties have sort of been and gone, and now the realistic properties are coming on at the right price. So hence the slight drop. But I think overall, if you list a property with the right marketing at the right price, it's going to sell, and the prices are still increasing, in my opinion. So yeah, it's still a really good marketplace.
Yeah, definitely. And Georgina, you've got success down even a single road at the moment on a hat trick. I think you are down there.
Yeah,
at the moment.
three in the same. It's like a triangle, and yeah, all moving for different reasons. So it's nothing wrong with the road. It's a lovely road. I think the media don't really help with sort of scaring the public into thinking, what is it, a 0.6%? You know, comparing it to the rest of the country, I think we're quite safe where we are. That the prices will, you know, will they've probably hit their peak, and they're just leveling. I don't think they're dropping. So that's,
I think what's important to mention with Rightmove is their statistics are based on the prices that are coming to the market. So they're not necessarily the prices that are selling, but it's the prices that are actually coming to the market. So yeah, just a good a good little insight there into what's going on with Rightmove. Staging your home for photos. Who was that? Georgina, was that you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
We do talk about it quite a lot. I just wanted to say I am writing a blog about this at the moment, and I'm doing it on a room by room basis. So it's not just a sweeping thing of clean and declutter. It will go into detail on each room and what you can do. A couple of things that seem really obvious, but it's just things like having all your lights on and all your lamps. I just love the lights being on. It just always looks better. And before you have the agent out to take the pictures for you, take the pictures yourself and see what you think, and then perhaps move things around so that it looks better. I always give new instruction clients a bouquet of flowers. It's kind of as a thank you for putting your trust in me. And then they look pretty in the video and in the photos. So I always do that. But then for viewings, having a nice flowers out on the dining room table, it just always looks nice, smells nice, so there's little things. But I'll be doing the blog, and that'll be out next week. So I'll post a link on my page.
And just for anyone that's wondering, if they go onto our website and you see the blog tab there, you see Andrew there. There you are, pointing at your famous location, podcast that we mentioned. We've got links to the podcast on there. But there's so much content. There's for anyone watching, there's a good 20 of us, and we're always writing blogs and putting information on. So, whether it's updates on the Slough market or your area, whether it's a podcast that's changed, tax, landlord information there, Tristan with more landlord information, budget, Zoopla house price index report, everything that you can imagine from a blog perspective, for people to kind of go on and check out. That was the Christmas versus New Year stuff that we were talking about before, and property market updates. So yeah, if anyone's watching and they want information, make sure they jump on our blog page, because there's loads of free helpful content on there basically. I wanted to talk first time buyers a little bit, and just 3 tips for first time buyers that I've got, because I did a TikTok on my I sound really old saying that. I went on TikTok and did a professionally edited video. That's what I did. And on that video, I mentioned about some tips for first time buyers, and I just thought I'd throw this out there for anyone watching. One of the first things that I'd advise people do when they leave college, or as soon as they're able to kind of borrow money as such, is just get a very, very small amount of credit and pay it. And that might be, a micro loan or a small credit card, but just at an early age, show in your credit rating that you can borrow £1,000 and you can pay it back over a 2-year window. And that will really boost your credit rating and show that actually you can do what it takes to get a mortgage by borrowing money and paying it back. A bit further down the line, make sure you get a budget planner. And even if you're thinking, I'm going to move in 2 years' time, get the budget planner now, fill it out, all the utility bills, council tax, everything that you're going to do with petrol, with food, clothing that you spend money on. What's your Amazon bill look like monthly? All of these little bits and bobs. What's it going to cost to have Sky or Netflix? And just go through the budget planner, because it's all well and good being able to afford the mortgage, but you need to make sure you can afford to live as well. So definitely download a budget planner. And then my point 2 would be to get on the ladder. And in any walk of life, you typically have to start at the bottom and work your way up. Someone on TikTok said to me that it's ridiculous. I couldn't afford a 3-bed detached house in my area. It's £500,000. And I asked, are you on the ladder? And they said no. And, going in at the £500,000 mark for a 3-bed detached might not be the best way to do it. You have to start at the bottom in any walk of life and just kind of build up from there, really. So the sooner you get on the ladder before you need the space, the better, because inevitably house prices go up. So, just 3 tips for me. Andrew, kind of overall thoughts as Mr. Blog Writer, as we've seen this evening. Could you turn that into a blog for me, do you think, bud?
I could do. It'll be written by me. I'll take full credit for it.
Happy with that.
Yeah, no, I think one tip for me, it's not just for first-time buyers, it's for anybody viewing really, but it's just get all your everything lined up. Like nothing excites me more when someone says, "This is my offer, this is my solicitor, this is my loan to value, this is my mortgage advisor," and like I get really excited putting that offer forward. But when someone just says, "Oh, yeah, I want to offer X," and I've got to claw all the information out of them, I'm not as excited. So I think, putting an offer forward and being ready, you guys are all nodding. I think we all agree. It just nothing sounds better than someone telling me, "This is what I've got. I'm the best offer you've got on the table. Let's do it," kind of thing. And it just makes a huge difference.
Yeah, Sean, agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, again, from the weekend, having 21 bookings, let alone the offers that came in. Each time you speak to someone, you want to know which buyer am I feeling this with, So yeah, great advice.
Yeah, having that power team, Georgina, I think is really important. And for us, when we know you've already looked into solicitors and you've got one locked in, you've already done the mortgage prep, you're ready to go. Inevitably, it's going to save 10, 14 days, maybe even on the transaction by having that from the outset.
It shows that you're serious as well about buying the house. Definitely, if you've got all of your stuff sorted behind you, ready to go, it just puts you in a strong, obviously you're keen to go forward. So yeah, absolutely agree. And obviously to follow the pages, because we always put them on our pages before they hit Rightmove and Zoopla and everything. So yeah, make sure you're following the relevant partner of what area they cover.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to talk about how we can help people outside of the area. Something that we pay for a certain piece of software, which effectively means we can access any property in the country, Georgina, and it's something that's quite nice for us as a more bespoke and exclusive estate agent, that we actually care about what the client is looking to do rather than just their property. And we always say people before property. It's one of our kind of marketing flashpoints that we I might have dropped out there.
Yeah.
Over to you. Over to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what your last point was, but I actually had somebody contact me recently, and they wanted help with their search, and they were really specific about what they were looking for, the size of the plots, even down to the individual roads that they would actually consider, and that's what that piece of software is perfect for, because I can approach those homeowners. If they are looking to sell, there's somebody there, that will be willing to pay market value, and it could be not an easy, but less hassle for them. But I'm also part of a network of female agents, most of whom are self-employed as well. So you can tell they just go the extra mile for somebody. So I've got a couple of sellers that are looking not necessarily locally, and I've reached out to the network I'm in, who's in this area, and I've forwarded on the details so that they can help with their search. And then I feel like it's helping them. I know that they're in good hands. So there's a couple of ways that we can do it, either with the software and obviously with the contacts that we've got. So yeah.
Love that network as well. Funnily enough, I'm not in that network, but
sorry, you wouldn't be
I'd
welcome,
love to be.
mate.
But there we go. No, not at all. I understand. So after sales, Andrew, you mentioned that you got a couple of exchanges, completions on the bubble. Now, how have you found the after sales process? How have you found solicitors, mortgage lenders, kind of a few months down the line from stamp duty? Because it got really challenging in the middle part of the year for us, didn't it? It was a real slog. Has it got better?
Better, yes. Back to what we would deem normal, probably not quite yet. I think personally what I've experienced is obviously we had the overwhelming amount of workload that the solicitors had, and fair play and hats off to them. They did what they could. I think we'd be quite evil to moan at a solicitor for what they had to go through. But then what I've personally found is since that, a lot of solicitors have moved firms or left altogether. So in terms of workload, they've still got the same amount of cases per file handler, but less file handlers, where people have left or, probably got swamped and just thought it's not the industry for me. So it's better. It's not great, but I think it could be helped by, we've touched on it earlier, buyers and sellers being prepared, and also remembering that it does take on average 2 or 3 months for a transaction to go through. So it's not unreasonable to wait 2 or 3 months and give the solicitors time to do what they need to do. Absolutely.
Lee's joined us, Lee Curtis from Kirtland, local land consultant. Throwing a little plug in there, which I'm happy to engage with Lee, as I've known you for many years, and he's just said, remember for land opportunities. I think he's more directing it at us than people watching. But if you're watching out there, live or on a recorded, and you think you've got a property with a substantial bit of land that might be worth a little bit more to a developer than the average seller, or if you own a commercial plot and you're thinking, maybe this could be change of use from commercial to resi because not so many people are working in offices, then DM us and we will obviously pass that Lee's direction. So there we go. And he's throwing a few little smiley emojis at us on the comments as well. There you go, Lee. There's your plug for the day. You owe me a pint. Agency contracts. Let's talk about agency contracts. Do we think that the public know about all the different types of contracts that are out there? Sean, I'll kind of come to you on that. Do you think that the public just see a contract as a contract, or do they know that you've got all the different types?
No, I don't think they know what types are out there. I think they very much trust the person that they're dealing with at the time, and a lot of people won't even read the contract because they built that relationship on the valuation. To understand the contracts, that's down to the agent really to really let them know what they're getting themselves in for.
Yeah, I think it's important to know that a lot of the corporates and the independents, they have 21 length agreement contracts typically. So you're a big chunk of half a year through potentially selling. So it's always important to check the terms and just make sure you're happy with them. Obviously, you've got multi-contracts, you've got sole agency contracts, you've got sole selling right contracts, you've got joint agency agreements in some cases as well. You've got one-off viewing contracts that you can put together as well. So there's a lot out there. Probably a little bit of education for people, Georgina, on that. I would imagine just a bit of awareness almost for people.
Yeah, I think people obviously, even if they do read it, I don't think they quite understand the terminology because obviously they are legal documents. So when they are being signed, the agents should be sitting with them and actually explaining pretty much point by point what everything means, or asking if they have any questions at all. On the length of the agreements, it's something that I've spoken out about before. I don't understand why you'd need to lock somebody in for such a long period of time. It just doesn't make sense to me. If they're not selling, particularly in this market, if they're taking 20 weeks to sell your house, what are they doing? There's something wrong there. So I generally ask for 8 weeks, but I would never hold somebody and lock them into an agreement like that, because people deserve the right to be able to walk if they're not happy with your service. At the end of the day, that's how I feel about it.
That's fair. I think it's a fair comment.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any disagreements there.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the terminology that people do realise is the locked in. That's the phrase that I hear from people who are stuck on the market with another estate agent, and they don't know how to get out. We talk about the corporates, and they have lots of different types of contracts, but the person who signs up that vendor or that seller at the beginning doesn't have the power to release them from the contract if they're not doing their job. I mean, anyone would be quite happy to stay on the market for 4 weeks to 20 weeks if you're demonstrating you're doing a bloody good job at it. But if you're not, and there's been no activity for weeks or even a month, I think someone should be able to say, look, we haven't quite done what we said we were going to do. Let's agree to part ways. Mm-hmm. But there is plenty of other agents that just don't do that, and they say, look, no, you've got to stay in contract and you've got to wait the term.
Yeah. No, totally agree. I think it's really important that we remember clients are moving because they want to move to a new property. They're not trying to sell a property as their primary goal. Their primary goal is they want to buy a property 9 times out of 10. And who are we as agents to stop people from being able to go and do that? So we've got Jade and Ellen that have joined us. And Jade, I haven't read this. Hopefully it's okay to read out. I was actually telling a friend about you guys last week. He's tied into a contract with an agent. There you go. So he's obviously on the market, locked up with an agent. I would guess he probably didn't realise when he signed the contract he was locked up for X amount of time. And unfortunately, you know, he's now stuck if he's out of his 14-day cooling off period in that agreement. But we would love to chat with him. Hopefully we can give him some tips, and fingers crossed his agent sells the property and we can find him one. And if they don't, then I'm sure we'll be able to get the job done, because we definitely managed to get a lot of properties sold when other agents have not managed to. And I think that comes down to our marketing, Andrew. I think there's a lot of people, I've gone through all of my life as an agent hearing all agents do the same thing, right? And I think finally, obviously, we're trying to change that and do something different. You love a bit of video editing. I've seen you getting stuck into video editing. A little bit of rock music sometimes as the background beat for yours as well, Andrew. Is that sort of a past influence, or?
No, I just think, you know, when you know, I started doing this, you know, 12 months ago, and I look back and watch my videos 12 months ago, and I think they're not as good as they are now, but they're certainly better than what others were doing. And others are sort of catching up, but I think I go for a bit of rock music. It's a bit different. Everyone uses the same sort of summery, flowery, bouncy, boring, in my opinion, music. And I just try and do something a bit different. It's a bit engaging, but video is key, isn't it? You know, it's the old statistic that people will sit and watch a 60-second video, but they won't spend 20 seconds flicking through 10 pictures. And if the music's not engaging and the start of the video is, you know, boring, then you've lost your chance, isn't it? And the ship sailed. So marketing's key. I love a bit of editing. Every day's a learning day. I try and upskill myself as best as possible. And like I said, I've watched back on my old videos, and they're chalk and cheese to what they are now. So yeah, it's good practice.
Video, when it comes to social media, is the key, because it pushes through the algorithm. It's what social media want. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, obviously YouTube, they want video. That's what it is all about. And if you're selling a property and your property hasn't got a video, then you're effectively doing the same thing that was being done in 2004. So in reality, we've got to move on. Jade's mentioned there, video use is powerful. She's doing a lot of the punch emojis. I think she's feeling quite aggressive tonight. I quite like that. And then we've got Lucy as well. And Lucy said, you guys are so unique and the marketing is really appealing. Loved your video last week. And we massively appreciate the comments, Jade and Lucy, and the hello from Ellen earlier. Good to see Lee watching too. We do these because we do them every week, because it's an opportunity for people to join us. Even if we can help one person, you know, on a Thursday night, then it's a really, really good half hour spent, you know, to try and help people. So yeah, it's a fist pump. It's a fist pump. I thought she was whacking someone. I thought she was trying to whack me or Andrew or Sean. I knew she wouldn't have been whacking Georgina. So there we go. Love that. Absolutely love it. So we're halfway through November. This time in 4 weeks, solicitors will have gone, they're locked up for Christmas in 4 weeks' time. So we're going to talk about it on next week's chat, but we're going to talk about how you can help yourself if you're in a transaction now to make sure you get the keys before Christmas. Obviously, if you're not sold now, it's too late. But if you're in a transaction, a few little tricks and tips that you can do, because solicitors, they do love a Christmas dinner early doors, and they're often not around. So we've got to get the wheels going, and we've got to get those transactions through. So looking forward to talk about that. Sean, anything on the bubble? Any little secret squirrel listings that you want to talk about? Anything bubbling at the moment? Don't obviously give away too much, but
what do you mean listing wise?
Yeah, anything bubbling for the next couple of
weeks? Yeah, I do.
Months?
Yeah, I've got a 4-bedroom detached house in Crookham Park coming on for 700,000. So yeah, a couple of weeks until it's ready. but an absolute beautiful house.
Family home in a location like that, I would imagine, is going to be very in demand. So yeah, if you're watching on Sean's page, obviously, and you want to get in early and maybe get your property sold before that one hits online, get the inside scoop, I'm sure we've got a Spriff report that we can chuck their way, Sean. So yeah, make sure you get in contact with Sean. Georgina, you've obviously had one of the busiest 6 weeks, since kicking off your business. So congratulations on that. Great to see that all of your networking, all of your video use and all your marketing is coming good. But anything on the bubble, anything new on the bubble?
Yeah, I've got 2 new listings coming up this weekend. So just literally sorting out the details. So yeah, I've got a 2-bedroom house in Lower Early and then a 4-bedroom detached in Early coming up. So yeah, I'm excited about both. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So Saturday, beat the portals o'clock for Georgina.
I've done my beat the portals already.
So get on your page, get on the page and check out Georgina's beat the portals
I've
before
done
it goes on the portal.
Portals on both, and I've done a little coming soon sneak peek at them as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, but yeah,
love
the
that.
details are ready.
Okay,
To hit
looking forward to seeing the full video on those ones.
Yeah.
Andrew, what about yourself?
Yeah, I've got a few things penciled in for early next year, which I'm sure they'd be open to a conversation if someone was red hot looking at, ranging honestly from a 1-bedroom flat to a 6-bedroom detached. I've got a few things at both ends of the scale and some stuff in between that's looking to move, but not till early next year. But like I say, they're looking to move is the bottom line. So if anyone's looking for that sort of thing, then obviously give me a shout and we can have a conversation about sneaking in pre-Christmas and having a conversation.
Yeah, okay. Lovely stuff. And a lot of landlords in the Slough area have obviously seen a pretty solid price increase over the last few years. So if anyone's looking for up-to-date market appraisals on their portfolio in Slough, obviously have a conversation with Andrew and he can do that without disturbing the tenant, and then talk about maybe plans to sell the portfolio or potentially let them for higher values as well in the new year. So there we go. It's just gone 6:30. Another cracking conversation with lots covered. Sean, love the photos in the background. Georgina, your camera is absolutely crisp tonight, which is great to see. I think
I love good lights.
It's beautiful staging, very good. Andrew's got a soul board in the background, setting the tone. And I'm in my home office where I've got my list of things. There it is. So yeah, good conversation. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks for everyone that commented as well. If you're watching afterwards and we finish the live, still fire questions at us because we will answer them. We still get alerted of them, even if it's next week. And yeah, thanks for everyone joining, and we'll see you all next week at Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Good night.